Making sense of sentences. Mastering independent and dependent clauses. Hello language learners. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to dive deeper into the heart of English grammar and discuss something very important: independent and dependent clauses. These clauses are the building blocks of complex and compound sentences, and knowing how to identify and use them correctly can take your English to the next level. Before we start identifying, let's take a moment to understand what these clauses are. An independent clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb, and it can stand alone as a sentence. For example, I enjoy reading books. This sentence has a subject, I, and a verb, enjoy, and it makes complete sense on its own. A dependent clause, on the other hand, also contains a subject and a verb, but it cannot stand alone. It needs an independent clause to make sense. For example, because I enjoy reading books. Notice how this clause leaves you hanging? It's because it needs an independent clause like, I visit the library often, to complete the thought. Now, let's move on to identifying independent and dependent clauses. The trick is to look at each clause and ask yourself two questions. 1. Does it have a subject and a verb? 2. Does it express a complete thought? If the answer to both questions is yes, then it's an independent clause. If the answer to the second question is no, then it's a dependent clause. For example, consider this sentence: I will go to the beach if the weather is nice. Can you identify the clauses? Let's break it down. 1. I will go to the beach. This has a subject, I, and a verb, will go, and it makes complete sense on its own. So, this is an independent clause. 2. If the weather is nice, this also has a subject, the weather, and a verb, is, but it doesn't make complete sense on its own. So, this is a dependent clause. It's time to put our understanding into practice. I'll provide sentences, and you'll identify the independent and dependent clauses. 1. Although she was tired, she finished her homework. 2. You can have dessert after you finish your dinner. 3. Wherever you go, I will follow you. We'll go over the answers in the next video, so make sure to practice. That's it for today, folks. We've explored the concept of independent and dependent clauses, learned how to identify them, and even had some practice. Remember, the more you practice, the easier it will get. So, don't forget to write your answers to the practice questions in the comments below. Happy learning, and see you in the next video.